which stands for Together Individual Entertainment, T.I.E. Okay, so, as you know, today happens to be a very special countdown day because it's the 22nd of October, which means we are 9 days until Halloween. So you haven't got anything ready yet or haven't been getting all the things you need yet or whatever, you need to do it now. Like your costume, your props, every last inch of the detail matters. Because of the fact that we're dealing with all this and crazy stuff and going on and everything. I mean, it's just, wow. Because right now, you probably noticed that ever since the middle of October, everything and everywhere and everyone is getting ready for Christmas season already. And I can understand that because when you're trying to set up for Christmas, like if you have a whole bunch of decorations and you have this big ginormous house being decorated and everything, you want to start like now. Because at Kennywood, I'm noticing it. They're already setting up for Christmas for the holiday lights. Stores are already having Christmas decorations growing up. Houses, especially houses who like to compete for the Christmas competition known as the Great Christmas Light Fight all over the country, is setting up. They are also, like, the whole bunch of places and people and things and, well, you know what I mean? It's like crazy town when it comes to Christmas. I know I shouldn't be talking about Christmas right now, but I'm just letting you know. Details are important when it comes to decorations and all that stuff. Alright, so today we get into Chapter 12 of the Magic Tree House book number 30 from Mary Pope Osborne, Haunted Castle on Hallows Eve. Alright, let's get into it. Chapter 12. A New Day. Creak! A little crow came from the cage on the floor. Teddy, cried Annie. We almost forgot about you, said Jack. Creak! Teddy croaked again. Let me change him back, Annie said. Jack. Okay, but let me get out of the way first, said Jack. He handed Annie the hazel twig. Then he quickly stepped over to the window. Annie moved closer to Teddy's cage. Let's see what she's going to say. She closed her eyes and thought for a moment. Then she waved the wand over the cage and said, Oh, hazel twig from hazel tree, make him Teddy, set him free. There was a mighty roar, a blast of heat, and a blast of light. Then the cage was gone, and Teddy was a boy again, sitting on the floor. Yay, said Annie. Nicely done, said Teddy. Thanks. Welcome back, said Jack. He and Annie helped Teddy stand up, said Teddy, shook his arms and legs. Ah, 'tis good to be a human again, he said. And now we must help the Duke's family. Where's the diamond? We lost it, said Annie. Yeah, I had it in my beak, said Jack, but I must have dropped it when Annie changed us back into ourselves. Don't worry, said Teddy. It must be somewhere. The three of them got on their hands and knees and started crawling around the floor of the nursery. There was no sign of the diamond. Suddenly Jack heard Teddy gasp. Oh my, Teddy whispered. Look! He was staring at the corner. The diamond of destiny was rising from the basket of wool, but the spinning wheel. The ghost girl must have hidden it when the Raven King came, whispered Annie. The diamond moved slowly toward Jack and stopped in front of him. Jack held out his hand, and the diamond settled into his palm. Thank you, Jack said to the ghost girl. I'll put it back in its place now. Carefully holding the diamond, Jack crossed the room. Annie pulled the tapestry aside, and Jack opened the golden door of the cabinet. He looked one last time at the shining stone. I really felt brave when I was carrying the diamond, he said softly. Jack and Annie were pretty brave, just now without it. Indeed, you were, said Teddy. Jack smiled. He carefully put the diamond of destiny back in its place and closed the golden door. Then Annie covered the cabinet once more with tapestry. The air in the nursery grew warmer, began to take shape beside Teddy. She wore a white nightgown, and she had dark curly hair. She was about Teddy's age. At the chess table, two boys shaved too. They looked just alike. They were twins about Annie's age. At first, children were a bit pale and cloudy. Slowly, they grew more and more visible, until they were solid and rosy-cheeked. At the same time, a large brown dog became visible by the door. He barked and ran to the girl. "Oliver!" she cried. She hugged him. Then she looked at Jack and Annie and Teddy. She gave them a big smile. "Hello," she said. "Hi, Sing. Are you the three of you, the only people in this castle?" "Oh, no, everyone else is here, too," the girl said, "but they were all asleep when the Raven King stole the diamond. We were supposed to be asleep, too, but sometimes we like to sneak out." It's awesome. Of the bed and play. "We were playing hide and seek when I found a secret door behind the tapestry. I wanted to see the diamond better, so I put it on the window ledge and catch the moonlight. Then Tom and Henry started to play chess." She pointed to the boys. "Gwendolyn." Why does it sound familiar? Oh my gosh. "Gwendolyn started spinning," said Tom, "and Oliver went down to the great hall to look for his scraps. That's when the Raven King swooped down." Look at that. That's awesome. "To the window and stole the diamond," said Gwendolyn. "Before we could even go tell our mother and father, we began to fade away." "Mother? Father?" said Tom, as if he just remembered their parents. "We must wake them, Gwendolyn." "I know," she said. "We shall go upstairs and wake them at once. Since they were asleep, I suspect they never even knew they were invisible." Gwendolyn took her brother's hands, and the three of them started out of the nursery. At the door, she looked back at Jack, Annie, and Teddy. "Thank you for helping us," she said, "whoever you are." The Duke's children then slipped out of the nursery. Oliver grabbed his bone and bounded after them. Jack handed the hazel twig to Teddy. "Listen," Jack said, "I don't think this is something that kids should play with, even sorcerer kids. You better give it back to your cousin." Perhaps that's a good plan," said Teddy. He grinned impatiently as he slipped the twig back in his pocket. Then he gestured toward the door. "Shall we?" Jack and Annie nodded. Teddy picked up the lantern and blew out the candle. Then he led them all out of the castle nursery into the hallway. As they started down the stairs, servants rushed by. "Ring the bells," one said. "Bring water for the Duke and Duchess," said another. "We're getting a late start today," said a third. Jack, Annie, and Teddy kept winding down the stairs, past the great hall, past the armor room, down the entrance of the keep. As they stepped into the courtyard, bright sunlight shone on the castle towers. The bells began to ring. Roosters crowed, horses neighed. Servants were making a big cooking fire. A blacksmith was pounding an anvil. A milkmaid was hauling her pails. In the bright daylight, Jack and Annie and, of course, Teddy. Look at that. Everyone woke up and everything. Teddy walked through the busy courtyard. They passed through the gatehouse and crossed the wooden bridge. When they got to the other side, they looked back. Archers now stood guard on top of the castle walls. Teddy waved to them. Then he looked at Jack and Annie. "Order has returned to the castle," he said. "Our mission is done." Laughing, they ran through the patch of trees toward the small village. As they hurried along the dirt path, past the cottages, they saw villagers in the doorways. They were all staring in the direction of the ringing castle bells. Maggie, the old woman, grinned toothlessly at the three of them. "The bells are ringing again," she said in a creaky voice. "Yes," said Jack. "The boys and the girl and the hound are all back. There's nothing to be afraid of anymore. The whole castle's alive and well." Jack, Annie, and Teddy left the village and headed for the woods. As they walked through the fallen leaves, sunlight filtered down through the tree branches. Merlin's words echoed in Jack's mind. "You are about to enter the tunnel of fear. Proceed onward with courage, and you will come out into the light." Jack looked around. The forest was bright with the most beautiful golden light he had ever seen. Alright, so that was chapter 12 of The Magic Tree House of Mary Pope Osborne Haunted Castle on Hallows Eve. Okay, so we're going to get into our second story, which is the Countdown to Halloween book. We did 10 yesterday. Now it's time for number 9. What do you think number 9 is going to be? Let's see. 9 bales of hay. 9 hay bales stacked up tall. Help reach the tractor bed. We all climbed up and take a seat for a hay ride. Fun ahead. So number 9 is all about the hay bales. Alright. So tomorrow we're going to get into the last chapter of Magic Tree House tomorrow. And we are going to get into number 8 of the countdown. But keep on the lookout for the 25th and the 30th of October, because we got 2 more stories for our 5-day read along as well. But for now, this is Ty saying Happy Halloween. Bye.